Hello. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Aiden, and I'm going to tell you a story about deaf it's DOOR. It's a traveling group of deaf youth.
Tell me about DOOR.
DOOR gives the opportunity for deaf individuals to go and do outreach programs. There's about 13 different teenagers from all over the U.S. and 3 hearing and 5 staff. And we train and learn music and also acting and movement. It's really tough work, lots of training and practice. We do that for about 1 week, and then we decided to go ahead and take off traveling and training. They're telling us like how to do things and movements. We respect their opinions, and so we wanted to make sure that we can pass the test and pass the expectations.
Where did you go after Chicago?
Once we took off, we went to Minneapolis, and we went to the mall. It's such a cool place. It was so much fun. We went shopping a little bit. I didn't really buy anything big. No, I didn't do really much shopping.
After Minneapolis, where did you go next?
After we did our performance there, we stayed there for 1 night, and then we took off and went to Vancouver in Canada. It's such a nice place. It was really interesting to look around and see. We were asking people about what they do and looking at the housing there, and we worked. We shoveled things and we mowed lawns, and one girl, she cleaned the house and she was like, oh my gosh, it was such a big mess. There was food everywhere and clothes, and there's not even a word that I can use to describe it. I'm like, okay, alright, calm down. And so we tried to forget that experience.
That was quite an experience in Vancouver. What was your next stop?
The next place we went to was Seattle, Washington. Wasn't really a challenge there. It was really nice. We just kind of got to relax. We were there we had been traveling for like 4 weeks. We had the opportunity to go shopping again and buy some stuff. With getting close to nighttime, we decided to go out, and our supervisor told us, you must be back here at a certain time. And we're like, oh, don't worry, we will be back. So we had a big group, and we all went out, and one person's name was Daniel, and he was always in trouble. He's big trouble, so he left early, and he took off running. We could barely see him. We're like, okay, whatever, see ya. And when we arrived at the hotel, we had our big group, and they're asking me, they're like, where's Daniel? And we're like, where is Daniel? We don't know. We don't know where he is. And so everybody was searching for him, like, where's Daniel? Oh my gosh. They asked the police if they could help us find him. They were looking for the police. And we were asking the neighbors. Everyone was searching for this kid. And we just kept looking, and we couldn't find him. So we just decided to, stay in one place. So, we were going to stay there overnight. A stranger all of a sudden showed up at our area, and we're like, who's that? And he was the neighbor, and he said he had found someone on the ground, and he had just passed out in the mud. he just turned one block early, and somebody had stole his shoes, stolen his money, stolen his camera, and he was kind of like dizzy, and we're like, calm down. So, and we went ahead after that.
That's terrible. I hope Daniel is okay. Where did you go after that?
We went to San Francisco. Luckily for me, I got to go there early. We had a break, so I saw a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends were jealous. They wish they would have been able to go ahead and go early after 4 weeks of traveling along. They wish they had a break. I told them, bye, and I told my mom I wanted to go back home, and they all told their parents hi and stuff, and I went to Bakersfield. I have some friends there, and we went riding our bicycles as a group after. It was really fun. And there was like some younger adults there to help with the teenagers.
That's neat that you got to see your parents in San Francisco. Where did you go next?
We went to LA. There are many teenagers, and most of them were hearing that were with us. Oh, there was such a cute girl there. It was so nice. Anyways, our group went to Long Beach, and we had cameras and stuff, and I didn't want to miss that. So it was fun. We went swimming and did a bunch of different things. We left, and then we went to Colorado, Colorado Springs. It's a really nice place. I mean, it was really flat, and then you had the mountains, the Rockies on the other side. We wanted to go see this one place that had 7 waterfalls. So we all decided to go. We were driving along, and all of a sudden it started raining. There was a huge storm, and it was hailing, and it was awful. We were all looking at each other, and the boys we decided to, we were daredevils, so we decided we could just keep going. And so we opened up the windows, and the hail was hitting us. It was painful, but it was really fun. There was one kid who was a wimp, so we were like, oh well, we had to roll the windows up.
You really are a daredevil. Where did your group go next?
We went to Amarillo, Texas next. Oh, it was so flat the whole way there. There was nothing to see. After our performance, everybody was kind of settled down. We decided to go hunting. Oh, there was clouds. It was just clouds the whole way. And it looked really even. And so we were just driving along, and we finally arrived at this place. They told us, like, hey, there's a tornado coming. You can see it kind of starting over there. And you could kind of just barely see the clouds storming a tornado. And we're like, there's no tornado. There's no wind. There's nothing. Wind, no rain, nothing. Like, how do you know that there's a tornado coming? And we're like, maybe there's a tornado. We're like, yeah, right, I doubt it. So we went and got in bed and went to the hotel. And then next place we went to Alabama. It was nice. It was kind of fancy. It was in the south, the houses and the mansions. We went to the biggest mansion in the area, and it was fancy. And the storm was hitting at that same time. There was lightning and wind. And so all the boys were kind of like, what do you want to do? What do you want? And so we were a little bit nervous with all this lightning and this storm. So we're like, okay, let's just be patient. Let's just wait it out. Let's not be afraid. And it was quiet for 3 hours. It was way too long. And we just had to calm down. And then we left.
Sounds like you had a close call in Amarillo. Where did you go after Alabama?
The next day we took off. We went to North Carolina. It was pretty far drive. That was tour headquarters were set up there. We got in connection with Erickson, and he's a famous singer, and we went swimming in he was teaching about we were there for about 2 hours. He said we could do anything. We could drive, we could write or read, or you name it, we could do anything. So for 1 week we stayed there and learned everything we could, and no problems there. And then we went back home after that.
So, did you enjoy the long trip?
After touring and seeing all these places, it was really interesting. It was very, how do you call it? It was just interesting seeing the different cultures and different people and learning about all these places.
That was really interesting. Thanks for sharing your experience with me today.